On the news tonight, commuters groan as commercial vehicles disappeared on Alimosho area of Lagos. Plus, Lagos state government partners private organizations, tackles financial strain amongst grassroots women. Welcome to NTA Lagos Channel 10. I'm Abaji Memuna Yahaya on the news at 7 tonight. Commuters in some parts of Alimosho area of Lagos State were in the early hours of today stranded following the disappearance of commercial vehicles on the roads. From Igondu, Egbeda, Ikotu, Iyanokpaja and its environs, the story remained same as commuters who had spent hours at bus stops without the sight of any commercial vehicle resulted to trekking to their destinations. It was gathered that the disappearance of commercial vehicles was as a result of the protests by the drivers over an alleged killing of their colleague at the Iyanokpaja areas of the local government area. Lagos state government is working with private organizations to tackle financial strain induced depression amongst women in the grassroots as a result of COVID-19 pandemic, especially with the rise in the new variant. Musa Toliat reports that this was disclosed at this year's Women Assembly organized by the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation in Lagos State.
The Women Assembly is a gathering of women drawn from the 57 local governments and council development areas of the state. It is the third phase of the event, and this edition focuses on the prevailing economic circumstances worsened by myriad of challenges and a way out for women, especially those in the grassroots.
Sustainable development can only be achieved through the involvement of all stakeholders. Therefore, our collective responses will form the basis for subsequent programs in the ministry.
We thought it as a ministry to reach out to the women at the grassroots level about financial inclusion, about their rights as women and as widows, and also for them to know about their mental health. A lot of women in Lagos State are depressed and they don't even know.
The event also seeks to address the challenges faced by women living with disabilities, widows, as well as how to cope when depression sets in.
Statistics show that women are more likely to have anxiety and depression more than males. Women can't sit and when things are going wrong, they take it, they personalize it, and you see them trying to make everything right. So these are some of the things that add extra pressure.
By way of mediation and agreement with the family, and even through her children, she can at least inherit during her lifetime. She can make use of the property of the husband.
There are reactions to the public enlightenment sessions.
I've learned a lot in terms of mental health, physical health, spiritual health, financial health.
Free medical screening and consultation were also part of the event. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
The federal government and the Central Bank of Nigeria need to introduce pragmatic measures that can ease access to foreign exchange for genuine manufacturers to boost local production. This was part of a 6-point communique issued at the end of a NEC meeting of the Association of Senior Civil Servants in Nigeria. Imole Ayo, Ogunfowora reports.
President, Association of Senior Civil Servants in Nigeria, Tommy Okon, said accessibility of forex by manufacturers must be prioritized in view of the critical role they play, not only in local production of goods, but also in job creation, especially at a time the country is making efforts to get the youth gainfully employed.
If there is a local production of goods and services, you will find out that it will stimulate the business and the informal economy will also boom.
The association also drew the attention of the federal government to an urgent need to restore the payment of gratuity to public service employees in the country. They lamented that since the Pension Reform Act 2004 was enacted, payment of gratuity has been facing series of challenges.
Pension is paid monthly. Gratuity is a lump sum that you are given in appreciation. So once you give that, the issue of shouting for pension delayed and so on will be checkmated because that will stabilize any worker in order to plan for his pension.
Among other issues discussed by the union are insecurity, the state of the naira, and the need to strengthen the association in pursuit of members' welfare. They also called for improvement in the general living condition of the people. In Lagos, Imole Ayotokede, Ogunfowora, NTA News.
The Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Lagos Mainland, Lord Bishop Akinpelu Johnson, has charged newsmen to be accurate, unbiased, and truthful in the discharge of their duties so as to stem the phenomenon of hate speech. This was his submission when he received members of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Nta Lagos Channel 10 Chapel on courtesy call to the Cathedral of St. Jude's Anglican Church, Ebute Metta. Anu Oluwakbo Oluwatoki, who was there, now reports.
The cleric charged the union to uphold the noble virtues of certain positive social agenda that will channel citizens towards positive behavior that will benefit the larger society.
There must be, and for it to work, there must be unity of purpose between all of you. And that unity of purpose is now transmitted to the other membership.
The chairperson of the Nigerian Union of Journalists Lagos chapter described the relationship between the association and the church as a strategic partnership that has been highly mutual and highly rewarding.
Visit will go a long way because thousands of Lagos mainland, they have been a help to us. They are our fathers. We have been in partner for a long time. That is why we think it's necessary to pay, because if it says prayers, it's guidance and support for the chapel as a union, we have to come visit to let him know the newest school, to have his support, to have, his person, being aware of this tenure in unionism in AUJ NTA chapter.
The union assured the cleric of its commitment to the tenet of journalism profession as the general interest of citizens remains key to the union. In Lagos, Anoluwapo Oluwatoki, NTA News.
The NTA Lagos Channel 10 News continues shortly. Stay with us.
Oh my God, which medication are you giving this baby?
Medication? I have given him all sorts.
Have you given him Bonababe?
Bonababe?
Yes, Bonababe.
Naturally, babies cannot speak. All they do is cry whenever they're sick. And a happy baby makes a happy mother. When your baby is going through aches, fever or pain, allergic cough, including discomfort associated with teething pains, treat your baby with Bonababe syrup. Bonababe is manufactured by Bond Chemical Industries Limited, makers of Bond Paracetamol. Bonababe syrup contains paracetamol and chlorpheniramine, available in pharmacies near you. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please consult your doctor.
I use it for you when you are.
Thank you, Grandma.
Do you need a serene, affordable, and second-to-none hospitality? Then Greatview Hotel is where you should be. We pride ourselves in our superior hospitable service, a glimpse of what true luxury is all about. Optimum night rest is our twin executive apartment, classic and standard rooms with treated indoor pool. Our cuisine is your taste with African and intercontinental dishes. Work out a healthy sweat in our well-equipped fitness room while you surf the internet free with reliable Wi-Fi. For your next occasion, a conference room and hall takes up to 120 guests and more. For affordable luxury 247 hotel, Greatview Hotel is perfect for you. For more information and reservations, log on to Instagram at greatviewhotels.ng or call 0905 613 4353 or 0903 155 1811. Visit us at 3638 Neto Street off Yaba Road, Surulere, Lagos. Greatview Hotel, second to none.
On a joyful note, the curtains came down on the career of Mrs. Asabe Abubakar, the general manager, NTA News 24 station, after 35 years in service, and the NTA family celebrated her own. The song on everyone's lips was I Hate Goodbyes. It must have been on the repeat mode, but it was a fun-filled event, as all the big wigs of the NTA came out to celebrate a lady who also likes catching some vibes in her own sultry fashion.
There was no dancing, but a smile danced on the lit-up face of Mrs. Asabe Abubakar as she was celebrated.
When you see somebody who is well brought up,
The encomiums poured in, and it must have been sweet music to her ears and that of her younger sibling, Atika Abubakar.
She has given us a very wonderful, a good environment to work.
NTA's top management, led by the Director General and accompanied by the Executive Directors, as well as General Managers, including the incoming General Manager and celebrated news anchor, Mrs. Fatima Abbas Hassan. They trumpeted the high notes struck by the outgoing General Manager.
I confronted her. I said, so you like people smiling, but you don't smile. She fired back immediately. At the end of it, I want to go, they want to collect my bag. Inside my mind, I said, how can I see you come on to collect my bag? I will hold on to my bag. God will bless you as you have humbled yourself. She's been a calm person. Her calmness was not out of fear, but very firm. Asabe is also a very good journalism teacher. Permission of the teacher as time goes on, Asabe will come and teach the young journalists that are coming up in the system. When you see a retiring officer smiling, dancing, and singing, you know he retired himself. So I know Asabe has retired herself.
Our years to come ahead will be much better than the ones we have spent in the NTA.
There were many friends of the NTA, including Bayo Atoyebi, Kabiru Adamu, and Jide Ojo, and they joined in singing the praises of the celebrant.
This is your Olympic. You have won a gold medal.
The outgoing general manager paid compliments to her colleagues and celebrated staff of the station for making her tenure a joyride.
And seamless for me to be their general manager. I thank you.
She took her swan song a notch higher by specifically recognizing NTA News 24 janitors for their loyalty, hard work, and consistency.
They do their work seamlessly. They do it smiling every day. Before 6 o'clock, they are done with their work. Please help me to clap for this lady. Well done.
The DG of NTA, Malam Ibn Muhammad, was touched and rewarded them spontaneously gifts with 50,000 naira each.
And I want to compliment our appreciation by making a grant of 50,000 naira each.
Their joy knew no bounds.
And that's all on the news at 7 tonight. I'm Abaji Memuna Yahaya. Thank you for listening to us. Do have a good night.
Ẹ kú àṣálẹ́, ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn ló ń dé sétí ìgbọ́ yín láti iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Gbénga Olóyèdé ni oníròyìn, ìròyìn rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni wọ́n ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀ka ilé-iṣẹ́ aládàáni gbogbo láti lè kojú àwọn kùdìẹ̀kudiẹ tó mọ́ ètò ìṣúná èyí tó ń fa ìpalára bá àìlókun tó jí pépé tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin àwọn obìnrin àwùjọ látàrí àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn COVID-19 tó dé gbogbo àwùjọ lálejò pàápàá bí ààrùn náà ṣe tún ń fojú hàn ní ìgbà kẹta. Gbólóhùn ọ̀rọ̀ náà ló jẹ́ ọ̀kan tó jẹ jáde níbi ọwọ́ ẹ̀ka tó mójútó àlàáfíà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Musa Tudat tó jábọ̀ ìròyìn sọ wípé ìpéjọpọ̀ tàwọn obìnrin ọ̀hún ló jẹ́ ọ̀kan nínú èyí tí wọ́n kó papọ̀ láti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àti ìdàgbàsókè tí wọ́n wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó tó jẹ́ ìpele kẹta ètò náà tó dá lórí kíkojú ètò ọrọ̀ ajé tó ti fa ìpalára bá ìṣòro ètò ìṣúná. A kò ní àǹfààní láti tẹ̀síwájú nínú ìròyìn ti àṣálẹ́ ìní nígbà táwọn máa kàn sí olú iléeṣẹ́ wa tó wà ní ìlú Àbújá. Gbẹ̀ngà Olóyèdè kìyìn ire o.
Avec l'exploit remarquable de ces lions indomptables, avec ces célèbres icônes, le Cameroun est une grande nation de football. Ce soir, le Cameroun a le plaisir de célébrer l'Afrique selon le credo cher à la CAF, à travers un spectacle qui exalte les vertus athlétiques et ludiques, festives et récréatives de ce sport roi dans notre pays. 50 ans après l'emblématique CAN de 1972, sous la très haute, bienveillante et clairvoyante impulsion du chef de l'État, son Excellence Paul Biya, l'ambition prescrite, affichée, est de faire de la CAN du 9 janvier au 6 février 2022 un succès éclatant sur les sites de Bafoussam, Douala, Garoua, Limbé et Yaoundé. En effet, dans les 4 grandes aires culturelles du Cameroun, à la faveur d'une politique ambitieuse et magnanime d'aménagement du territoire, de prodigieuses infrastructures multifonctionnelles ont été réalisées. Ceci sous la coordination du Premier ministre, chef du gouvernement, son Excellence Joseph Dion Bouté, président du Comité CAN. Bien de ces infrastructures ont contribué à la réussite de l'organisation de la 6e édition du CHAN en janvier-février dernier. Et, n'en doutons point, dans moins de 5 mois, la terre entière s'ébranlera par l'ardeur, la ferveur et les clameurs qui s'élèveront de nos magnifiques stades dans la liesse et l'allégresse au regard des performances et des prouesses des talentueux footballeurs africains. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, qu'il nous soit permis de rendre hommage à toutes les administrations partenaires, à toutes les parties prenantes à l'organisation de la présente activité. Oui, une activité de souveraineté et de rayonnement international.